Morning! Welcome to day 2 of the Monaco Nail Academy 5-day challenge. If you missed day 1, you can still go back and do it. On day 1, we showed you how to prepare the natural nail like a true professional. Today, we're expanding on that by adding polish. Hi there, time to now try a French polish manicure. Now, Riley and I have already prepped these nails. We have applied pH prep or a dehydrator of your choice, and we have applied base coat already. So if you need to watch how to apply base coat, it's in one of the previous videos. We're going to apply a share color to the natural nail just to give a base for the French, and that's going to be applied in the exact same way that we have applied all colors before with the 3-stroke method. So scooch in the center, take it down to the eponychium, fill both laterals and cap. This color just gives a more even surface to paint on. So think of it like foundation when you're applying makeup. It doesn't hide your face altogether, but it just makes it look more perfect. That's all we're doing to the natural nail. We're not trying to hide it. It's not an opaque color. We're just trying to make it look slightly more perfect. Because it's going to show up slightly better on camera, I'm actually going to use a dark navy polish for the tips. Obviously, traditional French manicures would be white, but especially in summer, you can go for any color to create a point of difference for your clients. First things first, take as much polish off your brush as humanly possible. You want very, very little on the brush. I'm literally wiping it off until there's almost nothing on the brush, but then what I'm going to do is pick up a small amount of polish off the side. It's minuscule, you can't even see it on the brush. With a small amount on your brush, you're going to guard the skin of her finger with your own nail. It doesn't matter if you get polish on you, it matters if you get polish on her. Then, with your brush, pull in sideways. It's just like cutting in. If you've ever renovated or painted a wall, you cut in around the skirtings and then get the roller. So you cut in first before you go and paint the rest of the tip. Then just pull up from that point to the apex. And remember from our previous lessons, streaks don't matter. Then you're going to change the position of your hand so that you are guarding the skin on the other side. And again, we're going to cut in. When you've cut in, pull up to the apex, and at this point you can correct the meeting point in the middle. Now we are going to do 2 coats, but before that I want to show you a couple of other tricks for helping you with French manicures. When you start doing extensions with acrylic and hard gel, you'll be using forms like this to help extend the natural nail bed on a regular basis. I'm not going to teach you how to put them on exactly right at this point, but what we are going to do is use them as a tool to guard the skin on short nails. Now Riley's are actually pretty perfect, they're quite easy to paint on, but if they were any shorter, what you can do is take a form, tuck it under the free edge, and stick it loosely to the sides of her finger, and then repeat the freehand painting process that we've gone through already. So cutting in from one side, pulling up to the apex, cutting in on the other side, and up to the apex. And then any correction in the middle that you need to do. Just don't be too picky, because the more you play with polish that is trying to dry, the more streaky it's going to become. Okay, and then you can just take that form off, pop that in the bin, and your nail and the skin around it are perfect. Another tip for short nails, which again doesn't apply to Riley, but she's kindly sitting through it anyway, is to use a stylus tool for application. So if her nails were really short, what we could do is put a small amount of polish onto a stylus tool and use that to paint the free edge instead. This is perfect for people with really short nail beds, especially if they want French for a wedding, say they're part of a bridal party and they can't have anything else, even if it doesn't quite suit. Then being able to control the product with a stylus tool instead of a brush can be a godsend. Because Riley obviously doesn't have nails that short, I'm just going to go over that with product to take it down to the right level. You always want your smile line to be within a couple of mil of the natural smile line, and you're aiming to have a ratio of 2/3 pink to 1/3 white. Now, Riley's nails, although her nail bed's long, her actual nails are quite short, so we're not going to achieve 1/3, 2/3 without going quite far below her natural eponychium. So the default is always to stick closer to the eponychium, but to get 1/3, 2/3, I've gone just slightly lower than where it naturally lies. Okay, time for the second coat, but before we do, what we want to do is turn our client around and repeat this check. What we're looking for this time is to make sure that the corners of our smile line are at the same level on the nail. So when you look straight on, you're looking for this corner and this corner to be the same distance from this corner and this corner. So when you do an assessment, we will be checking for things like that, because what we're looking for is complete consistency, not only within an individual nail, but overall across the whole hand. So you check this after the first coat so that with the second coat you can go back and make corrections. So you're going to repeat the second coat exactly the same way. You do still cut in and then pull up to the apex, but just remember that you can use this coat to correct any mistakes that you made previously with the shape. Don't overwork the product because it will go streaky if it's starting to dry while you're still working with it. And if you remember the floating the brush technique from our previous lessons, that's a really great way to make sure that the second coat covers all streaks. The last step is to apply a clear top coat. Now, French tips can be a little bit thicker by the time you've applied 2 coats. It's harder to get it as nice and thin as we would like to. So sometimes you've got to give it a little bit more time to dry before you top coat. If you have applied thinly and you're using a high quality product, then they should be relatively dry enough to apply top coat by the time you've done 10 full nails with your second coat, especially because French coats take that little bit longer while you're trying to perfect them. Remember to float the brush to avoid pulling product into the bristles and back onto the nail. There we go, a French traditional polish manicure. Now it's your turn. As you know, all of these tutorials are mini versions of skills we cover in our full nail tech course, the Foundation Certificate in Nail Technology. When you enroll, you're added to a private Facebook group just for students where mentors can assist you 7 days a week. What I'd love you to do is tag us in a picture of your beautiful new French manicures. Everyone that tags Monaco Nail Academy and uses the hashtag 5-Day Challenge on Instagram or Facebook this week will go in the draw for one of 3 $250 online training vouchers drawn on Sunday night at 7 p.m. You can enter once a day for each of the 5 days of the challenge, so you have lots of chances to win. Did you know we also have a YouTube channel? See you tomorrow.